Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope you are doing well today. Thank you so much for being here. Well, today I'm going to be talking about Prince Andrew and his controversy that's been going on. It looks like he may be called to testify in the United States, and that could be a problem, right? And then also Meghan and Harry. It looks like they're living separate lives, and a video that just dropped on social media gives me pause to say, yeah, y'all separated. So we're going to talk about that. All right, so let's get into it. The story with Andrew is that it could be that Prince Andrew would be asked to testify about evidence in his link to Jeffrey Epstein in front of the U.S. committee, which is extremely interested in hearing what he has to say about his connections to Jeffrey Epstein. Now, Stephen Lynch, who is a senior member of the U.S. House of Oversight Committee, revealed that he wanted to speak to Prince Andrew regarding his involvement in all of this stuff with Epstein. Now, we know that the Democratic congressman also had added that he was sure an invitation would be issued to Andrew about his association with the late American and convicted pedophile. Because Andrew is a UK citizen, it is more likely that he cannot be subpoenaed to attend a hearing because of his UK citizenship. But it would be Andrew's choice whether or not he would want to give evidence. And I think if you're trying to vindicate yourself as being someone who has done nothing wrong, this would be a good chance to show up and give evidence of what you may have seen and talk about things that you were like, oh, that's shady. Because if you weren't involved, it might do you some good to testify. We know most recently so many things have come out about Andrew and his connection to Jeffrey that he has, suffering the consequences of that now. And I think it's going to get even worse for him because of what they're also saying. There's going to be more coming out about all this stuff with Jeffrey Epstein, and even Princess Eugenie and Beatrice are, per Andrew Lowney, who wrote the book entitled that's just come out recently, is saying that Eugenie and Beatrice are just as bad. Like, they have been privy to a lot of things. And I mean, you hear that and there is no sympathy for those girls. That to me I was like, wow, what have they been privy to? Are they also shady and doing some things that we may not have heard about? Could they have seen things around Jeffrey Epstein? Because we know Jeffrey Epstein came out and said that Fergie introduced the girls to him. Now, Fergie did say that that never happened, or she doesn't remember that. And hey, we don't know, but I can tell you right now, it looks like the family of four, they're all somewhat being looked at with the side eye. Like, yeah, you know some things and there's more to come. That right there to me is unbelievable. I mean, how could it get any worse? But it is. Just watch. That's what they're saying. It's going to get worse. More is going to be revealed. Okay, so going to what has just dropped. There was a video that Meghan dropped on Instagram with Harry and Meghan and the two children at a pumpkin patch. And this is why Meghan has dropped this video. But first, let me just tell you what has been said, what's going on with this couple to cause Meghan to want to put out this kind of video. Okay, so they are saying that Harry and Meghan really are, and there are good sources. This has been reported that on good source info that they are living separate lives. And the only reason why you are still seeing them together randomly is because it's their brand that they're trying to save. They're trying to save their brand. And I believe Harry is trying to save face because he is the one who is going to look like the most mud on his face because of the things he has said in the past about trolls wanting Harry and Meghan to, separate. But Harry doesn't want to reveal that truth. He's too embarrassed. But the way he is feeling now, it is over. So let me tell you what this woman did, folks. Let me tell you what she did, what came out. I could not believe it. And this is how you know that when this goes down with Meghan and Harry officially, this is how you know Harry is going to be in a bad spot because of what she has had, the boldness of this woman. While they're living separate lives, how she has emboldened herself to do the most egregious things. Okay, so we all remember when she went to Paris to support her friend. Now let's go back to what was said previously about Harry and Meghan in Paris in general. So according to sources, Harry had a blanket no policy for years regarding visiting Paris because of his mother's death. And Meghan would reportedly say she could not also go to Paris because of H's mom. Okay, so there has been a clear stance with this couple aligned in purpose never to go to Paris because of the late Princess Diana. Now, isn't it interesting that Meghan chose to go to Paris to support a friend, considering that was the previous stance? So to me, that says, okay, I'm doing my own thing. I have a friend that I want to support. I'm going to Paris. And so that's exactly what Meghan did. She went to Paris to support this friend that we know is not really a friend. It's not like somebody who she's, had a long, close relationship with. This is someone that she barely even knew. Someone that did some outfits for her a few times, and that was it. But she had an excuse to go to Paris and to say she did it to support a friend. But did you also know that Meghan is now being accused of staging this video that she did when she went to Paris to stoke publicity for her new wine launch? Yes, can you believe that? So that tells me your husband, what he wants and what you want, you're saying, I don't care what he wants because this is about me and my brand and my ability to market my company so that I can be financially independent. I'm going to promote my wine release off of the back of your dead mother, Harry. That's what she did. The audacity. So here's what's being said. She staged this video near Princess Diana's fatal car crash to promote her latest as ever wine release. This is what a source has told Radar Online, and they have said that this was vile and desperate. Meghan quietly unveiled a new product from her lifestyle brand, a 2024 Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand last week, or when this happened, hours before she jetted to Paris Fashion Week. But a video circulating online, we all know the video, I talked about it, where she is near the Pont de Alma tunnel, where Diana died in '97, has overshadowed her visit and ignited a furious backlash with critics accusing her of using this moment for attention. Now, according to some other sources, the footage showed Meghan, we saw, pausing to reflect with her feet up in the back of a car near the scene of Diana's fatal car crash, and was part of a behind the scenes with showing material that was filmed during her Paris visit. Now, some insiders are saying that it was intended to stoke publicity around the surprise wine drop by being shot near the tragic scene. Now, I'm sorry. Harry, you in danger. You in danger, boy. You hear me? Because this woman would have the nerve and the audacity to do something so vile with your mother to help promote her wine. That to me is sick. Can you imagine what will happen when the divorce happens? This is why they're saying that Harry is currently depressed. He's moping around. He is very unsure of his future. He is not doing well. This is what is being reported. People are saying also that the timing, it was far too deliberate to be considered a coincidence. Now, Meghan's camp knew that filming anywhere near this spot would draw massive attention, and then pairing it with a wine launch called Bright and Balanced, it rubbed people the wrong way. Promoting a product is fine, but not against the backdrop of such a tragic location. And I spoke extensively about this, showing you where Meghan was staying in relation to where she was supposed to be for her time in Paris. And that video really does highlight how intentional this was. I'm not going to go into detail, but it highlights how intentional it was, considering where Meghan was staying while in Paris and where she was going to be for her Paris event to support her friend. And Meghan's new wine, sold under her As Ever brand, was quietly added to the company's website with little fanfare. Now, we know there was this single Instagram post that read, "We heard you missed us, we're back, and we brought a friend." There was a lot, and we know that they tried to push back and say that there was nothing calculated about it. It was a quiet, private moment that someone on her team happened to capture. I don't see how that could be, because Meghan clearly put her skinny ankles up on the seat where we saw it was her filming. So they tried to push back and say it was not what it was as it looked to be. But, you know, Meghan, look, you are the daughter-in-law of Princess Diana. You talked about never going to Paris. To really come back and now say that your team did that, no one's buying it, because you were the one filming. And if it, you know, it's just like, it's senseless that you try to make it sound as if it wasn't you doing it. It was your team. Like, come on. We see you. It was you, Meghan. Now, one insider has said that the visuals were terrible. Meghan's fully aware of the significance of this place and what it symbolizes. Filming there while rolling out a luxury brand inevitably looked orchestrated, even if that was not her intention. So another source said Meghan's under fire to show that her As Ever can succeed on its own merits, but moments like this do more harm than good. The new wine rollout, a product launch immediately followed by a dramatic Paris appearance, felt a little too perfectly timed to be coincidental. So, you know, we see the backlash with that. But what Meghan has most recently posted, just to kind of show people that all is still good with Harry and her, because we remember when they showed up for this Humanitarian of the Year award, Harry was upset. He looked not happy. And I can almost assure you that it was because of this little stint that Meghan did. So what Meghan has been trying to do is to post videos to show that she and Harry are all good. Everything is running beautifully. Mwah! We still love each other. But that's a lie. Okay, let me tell you why it's a lie. Because this most recent video of her at this pumpkin patch with Harry shows that they are with their children, and you see Harry there. But each time you see Harry, he is not even fully engaged with Meghan. I mean, you see him and Meghan standing there briefly holding hands far apart, as if it was said, okay, you guys, let me get a photo of you holding hands. And they're like, okay, let's hold hands. And they're far apart and trying to make it look like they're aligned in purpose. But the video clearly shows you're not. And when they put up these photos of Meghan and Harry trying to show that all is still good, even when they do that, you can tell it's not good. It's not good, because you can't take your butt to an event one moment looking all unhappy and grumpy, like you don't like each other, or at least Harry, and then try to show us something that Meghan posts, because we know this comes from Meghan, that all is good in the world. Look, we still together. We're holding hands. When we can see that you don't even look like you even want to be next to each other in this video, with the children running around having fun in this pumpkin patch, and you're trying to show, hey, this is a recent video, because most of the pictures are from the past of Harry and Meghan on Meghan's Instagram. But she wanted to show this is a recent photo. It's Halloween time, or it's the fall time. Our children are running around. You can see how big they are during this time that we're together. And we're going to briefly hold hands, and we're going to show us together, and all is right in the world. No one's fooled by this. But Meghan is doing it because she's trying to protect her brand. She's trying to protect her moneymaker. But this is what sources are saying. So we can see that Meghan is going to still fight the fight to show it's all good. But the reality is that it's not all good. Especially, I think, from Harry's point of view, to see how his mother, his dead mother, was used to promote this woman's brand as ever. Now, if that's not going below the belt, I don't know what is. But we will see in the coming months how they will bring their truth to the public. Because behind the walls of Montecito with Harry and Meghan, they're living worlds apart separately. And even when they try to show us, we can tell there is something wrong. All right, everyone. I shall see you all in my next video. Ready to go, Otis? Bye-bye.